Have you ever wondered, is it really safe to invest in banks? Or maybe banks are too stable that yield is so small? Today, let's talk about one of the most trusted names in Philippine banking, Bank of Philippine Islands or BPI. This is a bank most Filipinos already use, whether for savings, payroll, or loans. But it is something we need to see. Is BPI a good investment today? In this video, we'll break it down simply. First, we'll look at the background of the company. We will dig into the financial performance of the company, the revenue and the net income, its dividends, the risks and challenges, and finally, should you consider investing? Let's start with the story. BPI is not just any bank. It was founded in 1851, making it the oldest bank in the Philippines, even older than many countries' financial systems. Think about that. It survived the Spanish era, the American colonization, the World War II, and multiple financial crises. That kind of longevity tells you one thing. This bank is a survivor. BPI is part of the Ayala Corporation, one of the largest and most established conglomerates in the country. In simple terms, BPI connotes stability and Ayala backing means strong management and capital. In 2024, BPI merged with Robinsons Bank, expanding its reach even farther. This would mean the bank has more branches, more customers, and more potential for growth. From a business standpoint, this bank is established, trusted, and expanding. But investors care about one thing: real numbers. Let's look at the last 3 years. In 2022, the bank's revenue is 118 billion pesos and net income is 39.6 billion. This shows a strong recovery year from the pandemic, the result boosted by loan growth and one-time gains. In 2023, the company's revenue is 138 billion pesos and net income is 51.7 billion pesos. This is a profit growth of 30%. Higher interest rates help the bank earn more. In 2024, the revenue is 170 billion pesos with a net income of 62 billion pesos. This is another record-breaking year with a profit of 20%. Let's simplify this. Imagine you own a sari-sari store. Every year, more people are buying from your store. As a result, your earnings is getting higher and you become more efficient. That's exactly what BPI is doing. Now here are the key takeaways. The bank has consistent growth. It has showed 39 billion, 51 billion, and 62 billion net income in the past 3 years. That's a strong compounding. Second, the revenue is fast expanding from 118 billion to 117 billion in just 2 years. Generally, banks benefit from high interest rates, which means the higher loan interest, the higher income. This is why banks like BPI have been very profitable recently. But here's the catch. This kind of growth may not always be this fast. Now let's talk about dividends. BPI is known as a dividend-paying stock. Here is the approximate dividend yield in recent years. In 2022, the bank paid 2.5%. In 2023, it paid 2.9%. In 2024, it gave 3.06%, and last year, it gave 3.3%. Now, please note that this yield depends on stock price changes. But let's be real, this stock is not a high dividend stock. If you're expecting 6%, 8%, or 10% yields, instead, BPI is stable in paying dividends and its earnings are growing, and it showed a long-term compounding play. Think of it like This is not about a get-rich-quick scheme, but this is about building wealth over time. As we know, no investment is perfect. So now let's talk about risks. Banks' revenue are affected by interest rates. Banks benefit from high interest rates, but if rates go down, income growth also might slow down. Second is rising cost of operation. BPI's expenses are increasing due to technology investments, digital banking, and expansion. Though this is good for long term since this is capital expenditure, but it reduces short term profit margins. We cannot disregard the risk of competition because competition is getting intense in digital banks, fintech, and other major banks. Therefore, there are more options for customers. The fourth one is risk in loans. If the economy slows down, people may not be able to pay their loans, and therefore there are bad debts. And this may hurt profits. According to analysts, there is a potential upside of over 30% from this stock. A buy rating is driven by strong earnings. Now, let's be honest. 20% profit growth every year is not sustainable forever, and eventually, growth will slow and stock returns may stabilize. So, should you invest in BPI? Let's break it down. BPI is good for long-term investors, conservative investors, and investors looking for dividend and growth, and those people who want stability. BPI is not ideal for high-risk traders, people chasing big dividends and short-term gains. At the end of the day, BPI is like that reliable friend. He is not flashy, not risky, but always there for you. BPI is considered a foundation stock, something you build your portfolio around, not something you gambled on. If you learned something today, please hit like and subscribe for more breakdowns and comment below if you like BPI as a stock. And if you want me to analyze another Philippine stock, just drop it in the comments below. Remember, investing is not about hype, it's about understanding the business.